Hey y'all, so it is Wednesday, May 1st, and if you hear background noise, it's the Hulk's birthday today, and my brother is such an ultra Hulk fan, and he's celebrating it right now. He's been up all night. He's doing like a 24-hour binge watch of the Hulk TV show, Hulk movies, Hulk cartoons, you know, all Hulk, because that's his favorite superhero. So I just wanted to start a vlog because I haven't been on my channel in a while, and I actually want to film tonight. I need to film my April wrap up and May TBR jar picks, because all three books, I tried to read 2 out of the 8 books that I drew, but I also only read 2 whole books this entire month because of final exams and everything. So it's been rough, and finals aren't over. I still have the rest of this week and then next week, and then I'll be done with my semester, and then I will be able to read more and hopefully get back into fantasy more, because fantasy I haven't been reading because it just takes such a lot of time to read fantasies. You really have to put a lot of your time into the story and the world and the magic system, and it's easier, especially when you're busy, to read contemporaries or thrillers, because you don't have to, like, I don't know, fantasy's just a whole other world to read. Okay, this is so loud. Logan! Turn that down, it's loud! Yeah, and I actually got some books today that I wanted to show y'all. I bought like so many because I'm me and I always buy books. Hold on, I'm trying to get some lighting in here that's not trash. That's kind of why I haven't been uploading as much, why I haven't read as much. I mean, my numbers are so down from what they normally are when it comes to like what I read in a month, or even what I've read so far this year. Last year, I think I had like read over 50 books at this point, maybe 65. And then like you see, like you can tell that last year, the first part of the year, that I wasn't in school because I did defer a year, and then you can tell when I started to get back into school, like the reading just went down rapidly, and it's been like that this year too. It's just not been as good as I've wanted it to be, but hopefully that'll pick up. And I was watching Joanne Cedia all night last night. Me and my mama were, because she's so funny and we like love her. She's just amazing to me. And she was talking about like mental illness and everything, and anxiety, and how it's kind of become like a trend. And I like kind of wanted to talk about this on here because I completely agree with her. Like, for some reason, people think it's cool to have anxiety, and I don't understand that. I've had anxiety since I was 6 years old, and it is the absolute most torturous thing that I experience. It's like being wrapped up in a mental prison, and it's the song Lovely by Billie Eilish and Khalid is a perfect representation in my mind of what anxiety is and depression. So, and I got depression when I was 14 is when I got diagnosed with depression. And when I was 6, I had a lot of traumatic things happen to me, and I went from actually, like, I always have loved school, but I used to like not be afraid to go. Like, I would go to preschool and kindergarten and be so excited and happy, and then first grade hit and I would cry and cry and cry and cry and cry and cry because I didn't want to leave my mom, because she had something so traumatic happen to her. We almost lost her, and I didn't want to leave her. So like that anxiety developed on top of like deaths that we had already had in our family and all the funerals that I'd been to already, that, you know, all of it's very traumatic. So yeah, I just didn't want to leave. And then the anxiety gets worse because then my brother starts having diabetic seizures where he turns blue and we can't find his pulse and he's not breathing, and you know, that just adds on to it. And like, anxiety is a real thing, and it's a torturous thing, and it happens based on very traumatic events in people's lives. And for people to make it a trend, or, you know, they say that they have it just to be trendy, like, that is so dumb, and it's not okay. Like, I know that Corinna from the Vlog Squad made those anxiety shirts and those depression shirts. Anybody with actual anxiety and depression would not have made those shirts, and anybody with actual anxiety and depression would not have bought those shirts, because the last thing that a person with actual anxiety wants to do is wear the thing that tortures them the most in their life and have it be a constant reminder that it's there taunting us. That's not what, no, nobody with real anxiety or depression would buy that shirt. And the fact that she made those shirts, to me, is just so tacky and like not tasteful at all. And I was so mad when it happened, and I don't know, it just irritated me. And then Joanna also talked about like all of these other things, like how people use anxiety like not to take a test. Like, they'll be like, oh, I can't take this test, I've got too much anxiety. I have such bad anxiety, and I have never ever used that as an excuse to not take a test, or to not turn in my homework, or to not take exams, or study for the SATs, whatever. I've never used that as an excuse. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And she's completely right that people do that, because I've seen it. And it's just so unbelievably offensive and just irritating that people just think it's some cute little trendy thing to have when it's not. That I would kill not to have it. I would do absolutely anything not to have it. And I fight every single day to try to not make it so severe. And I'm 21. I've had this since I was 6, and I am nowhere near okay. And that's just how that is. Like, I'm not well, I'm not better. I've got to keep fighting for it, and hopefully one day I can escape my own head. But right now, I can't. But, you know, it's just what it is. But that was a rant that I needed to go on, because I think it's so annoying that people like Corinna, whoever does shit like that, it bothers me. So yeah, but now I guess we need to do a book haul. And this clip's already 8 minutes. I'm just gonna show y'all the books that I've gotten, or it was actually just today. These are all one package. I got the biggest box in the mail from Barnes & Noble. So the next books I got is Emma in the Knot by Wendy Walker, and this is a thriller mystery. And I do not like reading the synopsises of thrillers. I will read synopses in fantasy, but definitely not thrillers, because to me it can be kind of spoilery or set me up for something that like is, I don't know, like for me, like here's an example. Stalking Jack the Ripper. I'm so glad I did not read the synopsis to that, because the synopsis to me is very misleading, and I feel like I wouldn't have loved the series as much as I do if I would have read the synopsis, because to me the synopsis is very misleading, and I find that to be the case with a lot of thriller mysteries. So I just don't like to read the synopsis, because if I'm expecting something and then get a different result, that can sometimes affect the outcome of my feelings on the book. So, and then I have The Chalk Man, and this book I got because Kayla from Books and Lala just read it and loved it, and I think I'm going to start this tonight. It's very short. I could get through this no problem, so I do believe I'm going to start this one tonight, actually. So yeah, get one book read on the first day of May would be amazing. I've got a lot of my schoolwork done, so we're going to do that, I think. Those are the books that I have. Like I said, I'm going to start reading The Chalk Man, and then yeah, I think I'm also might film tonight, because starting tomorrow I'm gonna really be like diving into finals. But I want to finish a book tonight, so I want to start Chalkman, finish it, and I want to maybe film. And it's like 7 o'clock, so probably won't get all of it done, but we'll see. I'll keep y'all updated throughout the day. And yeah, so I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Hey y'all, so it's really early in the morning. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday, and the last time I talked, I told y'all I was reading The Chalk Man by CJ Tudor, and I'm on page 168. So I actually have like a little bit over 100 pages left in this, so I wasn't able to finish it like I wanted, but I did get very far, I feel like, in it for every, thing that was happening tonight. I feel like that's pretty good. My thoughts on it, I obviously can't get super into it, details wise, or else it's spoilers. But I do have a really big complaint with this book that is making my enjoyment of it it's irritating. Sorry if I'm not making sense. I had to take Benadryl a while ago and Phenergan for my nausea, and I'm kind of out of it. Something that this book does a lot is kind of mocks Christianity, which I am not a fan of. I'm Baptist, and I don't ever have a problem with anybody not believing in God. Like, I don't get upset about things like that. Like, it's completely their choice, and I never try to persuade anybody to believe in what I believe in. It's just, I've never ever had a problem with people who don't believe. But what I do have a problem with is people mocking me and my religion, because that's hurtful, and because I would never do that to somebody else. I don't want it done to me either. This author is just acting like Christians are the absolute worst people in the world. Just saying that, giving all these stereotypical Christian things. Like in the book, there's a group of Christians outside an abortion clinic, and they're like throwing stuff at women and being horrible to them, and they're like all Christian activists and everything. And I completely understand why people like have these stereotypes about Christians, because Christians have done it to themselves with how they act, and it's not okay. But also, I don't think it's fair that the author just stereotypes Christians and puts us all in this group that we all have the same thoughts, the same beliefs. I am completely pro-choice all the way. I am also such a strong supporter of the LGBTQ plus community. I do not believe that being gay is a sin, and there are definitely things that I believe in that separates me from other Christians. And believe me, I've gotten a lot of horrible comments made about me. I've been told I'm not a real Christian or whatever, and I don't care. Christianity is supposed to be about love and acceptance, and a lot of what some Christians do is just spew hate, and I don't like that. And I also feel like there's a certain group of Christians who hide behind their religion. They use their religion as an excuse or to justify them being horrible people, and I've definitely seen that often. But I guess what I just don't appreciate is this author stereotyping all of us, saying that that's how we're all like, when it's not true. And then what really upset me too was that he basically said everything that Christians believe in are myths, that there's a mythical man in the sky, and you're praying to nobody. It's not fun to hear shit like that, and I don't like that, because like I said earlier, I would absolutely never ever tell anybody what they believed in was not real or stupid or whatever. And it bothers me that I don't get the same respect sometimes. And when I read a book, that this book has a good plot and good characters, and it gives me such major Stephen King vibes, and I love that, but my enjoyment of the book isn't as strong as it should be, just because I feel like this person is kind of attacking my religion and making it seem like I'm an idiot for believing in God, and I just don't like that. But yeah, it's just irritating for me. And I'm not a person that gets very easily offended either. I'm very chill for the most part, but that, and even the first few little jabs that the author would do, I didn't mind it. But then when he started really just pressing that it's all mythical, that it's not real, that you go nowhere when you die, whatever, I didn't appreciate that at all. So definitely will not be giving this a book 5 out of 5 stars solely for that reason. Yeah, I don't know, I really don't like that. I just wish that there was a way that you know, I just wish that he would have worded it differently. And you know what, like, even if he would have been, like, not the author, like, and when I say the author, I mean his characters that he's writing about. Even if they, you know, like, if he wants to say they're atheists and things, like, that is completely fine. Or why he, like, his characters are atheists, obviously that's okay. But you should never insult or mock or bring down somebody else's religion and act like they're not valid in believing what they want to believe. It's just kind of left a sour taste in my mouth about all of it, to be honest. And yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna finish it. It's really scary, it's really creepy, and I really, really do like this book. Just like I said, despite the whole mocking my religion thing, I will not ever appreciate. But yeah, so that's the update for now. I'm gonna try to sleep. I haven't, but I hope I can sleep a little bit. My hip popped this evening. I have a torn labrum now in my left hip. I've already had my right one operated on, but my left one popped really bad tonight, and it's been hurting. Because when you have a torn labrum, when your hip pops, it feels like it dislocates, but it doesn't, and it's really painful. So I don't know, I've just been having a hard time, but I might read a couple more chapters of this and then go to sleep. So, but that's all for the update, and I will see y'all later. Bye. Hey y'all, so it is Friday, or actually it's May the 3rd. And I am sitting here in my den. Sorry I look so horrible. My eyebrows are a mess. It's finals, so my eyebrows are not doing too hot. And also I'm breaking out something awful, so I'm not looking too good. So I will be studying for finals this weekend because finals week starts on Monday, so that's gonna be super fun for me. But also I really want to take some time to read as well. I just finished a writing assignment, so a paper pretty much, and then I have a presentation due on Sunday night, so I'll get it done. But right now I kind of just want to read. I've done school today, I'm tired, and yeah, and I actually did read yesterday and the day before. I probably should have been studying, but I didn't. I actually read The Chalk Man by C.J. Tudor. I picked up this book because Kayla from Books and Lala had picked it up, and she was actually going to unhaul this and ended up reading it because her viewers had told her to read it. Oh, and she read it and she really, really enjoyed it. And generally, we actually have pretty similar taste. I did not like this book. I'm happy to say that I have finished a book at the beginning of May because I have not been doing good with reading at all. It's just not been good. So I am glad that I finished a book. But Chalkman. So first of all, I don't like how the author stereotyped Christians. So in this book, it covers the topic of extreme Christianity, which I know is it's definitely a thing. There are radical Christians who use their religion as an excuse to be a horrible person, and they hide it behind their religion, and that's not okay. And I 110% agree with that. I do think it's important to bring awareness to radical Christianity and how it's not okay, and how most of the time those people are very hypocritical. But there's a reverend in this book, and he's a horrible person. He beats his daughter. He goes to abortion clinics, and he just taunts the women, quotes Bible verses at them. It's horrible. And the narrator's mom is actually the woman who opened up the abortion clinic, and she's been getting bricks thrown into her house through their windows. She's been getting like dead pig fetuses sent to her. It's disgusting. Like, it's absolutely horrific. And I'm actually pro-choice. I think that a woman should have the right to choose what she wants to do with her body. I do think at a certain point in the pregnancy, you shouldn't be allowed to terminate your pregnancy, but I do think that at least halfway through the second trimester, you should be able to do it. These people were just so horrible, and they were just so hateful to this family, and it was really disgusting and sad, and yeah, it was just horrible. And so, these people, like I said, are such hypocrites. There's things that are discovered about the Reverend later that it's It's so hypocritical and he's so horrible. So I liked that they brought awareness to that. So here's what I didn't like about the Christianity thing that bothered me. The author pretty much stereotyped that all Christians are like this, are hateful and horrible and stand outside abortion clinics protesting. When I'm a Baptist, I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, and I do not act this way. Like I said, I'm pro-choice. I completely support gay marriage. I don't think it's a sin either. So, and believe me, I get some shit for that. I have in the past, but I don't think it's a sin at all. And it's kind of funny to me because my mama and I were talking about this. She told me this the other day. In the Bible, Christians always quote the Bible when it comes to homosexuality. A man lying with another man is abomination. Jesus actually never said that. Jesus never condemned homosexuality, but Jesus did condemn adultery, divorce, and all of these things that are so common in our society that nobody really talks about. And it's not fair. And I don't like people who cherry pick in the Bible. And I don't think it's okay. And I also don't think it's okay to throw verses at somebody condemning their life. And I just don't. So that I wanted to make clear that not all Christians are like that. I live in a house full of Christians, my mom and my daddy, my brother, and we do not think that way. We're not people who use our religion as an excuse to be hateful or to, to judge other people and what they do. That's not what we do. For us, and what I've been taught since I was little, Christianity is about love and acceptance and equality in the sense that Jesus loves everybody. That's what I've always been told. So I don't understand why Christians think they have the right, some of them, to radical Christians is what I call them, think they have the right to do the things that they do because it's not okay. I just wanted to make that clear. And then I also felt the author was mocking my religion as well. He would say that God is a mythical creature that isn't real and that people who do believe in God aren't very smart. And that was very offensive and rude. I would absolutely never, ever tell somebody who believed something different from me that what they believed in was wrong or that they were stupid for believing it. I have been around people who have all different types of religions or they don't have a religion at all. And I always, when we talk about religion, I always say, like, I respect your beliefs, please respect mine. And that is how I've always approached the topic of religion. And I just feel like this author was not fair and made a lot of assumptions that aren't okay and stereotyped Christianity. And I just didn't appreciate that. So that really affected my view on this. And also the ending I didn't like. The book itself gave me such Stephen King vibes, like small town. There's a group of kids. They have like a little gang and they go around, get into trouble or whatever. That's what this book made me think of, was Stephen King the whole time, but like a knockoff version of Stephen King. The ending was just so like predictable and also just kind of anticlimactic. Like you have all of this excitement through the whole book, and then all of a sudden you get to the end and you're so excited and it's just not what you thought it was going to be. So there was one weird thing at the end that was revealed that I had thought about the entire time, and I actually feel like the book gave it away in the very beginning, but I can't talk about that because it's spoilers. But I mean, final rating, I gave this a 2 out of 5 stars. It was not my favorite book. It wasn't the worst piece of garbage I've ever read in my life, but it also was not good to me. Like the ending, like the writing style was good. It really was. But with the religion thing, with the ending, and with it feeling like a knockoff version of a Stephen King novel, I just wasn't impressed. So yeah, that's my final rating for this. And I'm about to read something else. I'm thinking about picking up Emma in the Night by Wendy Walker. This is supposed to be really, really good, and I really want to read this. This is what's calling me right now. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I also need to film a an April wrap-up May TBR jar video. and a April haul, but I'm too tired, I think, to do that tonight. So I'm just gonna read this. I'll just keep y'all updated throughout the weekend, and I'll probably update again before I go to sleep tonight, or maybe a lot more tonight, we'll see. But that's all for now, and I'll update y'all later. Bye. Hey y'all, so I'm in the car right now. I'm at Sonic. I'm getting some food. I'm actually really hungry, and I'm never this hungry. But I'm going to be eating some chili cheese fries, chili cheese dog, and I'm gonna try a strawberry limeade because I've never had a limeade before. My mama always gets cherry limeade when she comes here. I don't really like cherry, so I love strawberry though. So yeah, gonna try that. So I'm just sitting here waiting at the, you know, the little thingy, and I just thought I'd vlog while I was waiting. So oh, somebody's here. Do not enjoy it when people watch me vlog. I want to try to get to where I can set up my camera in the car while I vlog, but I use my phone. I don't know how to prop it up on in my car. I need to get something to hold it, I guess. But yeah, so I need to do that because I'd really like to start doing that. But this is kind of like a reward. I just finished my presentation for English class, and that was pretty much like my final exam. And I just finished it and submitted it. So, and I did it a day early because it gives me such bad anxiety to do it, like submit an assignment right before it's due, like a few hours before it's due. I can't do that. I've done it a few times this semester, and it just really stresses me out. So yeah, I can't do it. But I'm reading Emma in the Night, I think is what it's called, Emma in the Night, and I'm very intrigued so far. I'm going to go home and just read it, get a lot farther in it tonight. I'm sorry I didn't really vlog a ton. I didn't vlog at all on Saturday. It is Saturday. I'm sorry, I keep thinking today's Sunday, and it's not. It's Saturday. I'm going to church tomorrow, I think, and everything, as long as I feel okay. But I'm gonna update y'all more on that when I get home. But the book so far is pretty good, and I'm very intrigued. And the writing is already so much better than the Chalkman, because I read that and the writing style was just like, I don't know, I didn't love it. Like the storytelling was good, like he told a story good, but the writing itself was not the best. I would like find myself laughing because it was so cheesy sometimes. But I'm just so dogging that book, like every time I talk about it. I just really didn't like it. It makes me sad, but I'm excited to spend the rest of the night reading. I've been trying to like do that for myself during finals week, like work on finals every day, take an exam every day, study, but like at nighttime, take that time for yourself, read a book, you know, really try to do some self-care so I don't go crazy, because I'm always so stressed and then I end up like having way too much anxiety. So it's a real problem that I have. So I'm really trying to work on that this time. But I think now I'm just gonna get off here, listen to some music, wait for my food, and then I'll show y'all, if I remember, I'll show y'all my food when I get home. And yeah, then I'll talk to y'all about my book a little bit more. But I just wanted to update, and I thought it would be nice to update somewhere that wasn't my house. Like I'm out of my house and I'm driving, like that never happens. So, but I will update y'all later. Bye. Okay, so here's my food. I've got chili cheese fries right here. Probably don't look incredibly appetizing as they do like on TV, because being on TV, it's not real food. And then I have the chili cheese dog, except I do something so weird. I just take the hot dog out and just eat the chili and the cheese, because I don't like the hot dog. That's so weird, I know. I'm about ready to try this strawberry limeade, so I'm actually about ready to turn around and do it. So here we go. Okay, so sorry I'm looking rough. Here is the drink. It's okay. It's not the best thing I've ever tasted, but it's very carbonated. I didn't know that, which might be common sense, but I did not realize that it was carbonated. I look so fucked. Like, I'm so sorry you guys have to see me like this. That's okay. It's not the best thing I've ever had. I'm gonna get a Sprite or something. My eyebrows are gone, finals, so yeah. I'm gonna watch The Office and eat now, so bye. Okay, y'all, so it's like 3 a.m. and I'm so tired, so if I look horrible, I'm really sorry, and the lighting is awful. But I'm reading Emma in the Night, and I already think I figured it out, the ending. I'm halfway through, and I just had a hunch that makes a lot of sense to me. I really can't go into detail about it because it's such bad spoilers. I'll let y'all know if my hunch is right, but I really think that I've figured out what's going on. Like, I can't tell y'all my theory because then, like, if I say at the end of the video, oh, I was right about my theory, then it's ruined. And even me giving you a theory, in that theory, there's little spoilers all around. So I really can't give it, but it drives me crazy that I can't either because I have a really, really good hunch. It's so good. And I hope that I want it to be that, but then it's like, no, I don't. I want to be like really surprised, but I feel like I know what's going on. I have been wrong before. Let's see what happens, but I just had to pick the camera up and say that because I got really excited. I'm gonna get off here, continue reading, and I'll update y'all later. Bye. Hey y'all, so it is a lot later. I forgot to give my wrap up. I forgot to tell y'all about Emma and the Night. I just completely left my mind, and I don't know why, because I was so crazy about that book, and I loved it so much that I was talking to my mama about the book, and then it just, I don't know, I forgot. So let's do a little wrap up, but first, wait, let's just start with Emma and the Night. Emma and the Night I loved. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. I loved this. It was so good. Like, it was so good, and I'm obsessed. And I want my mama to read it so bad. And it talks about narcissistic personality disorder, something like that. Basically, it covers the topic of narcissism. And I was so intrigued by that part of the book, and it was just, the author did a brilliant job. I did figure out a couple parts of the ending, because I know the last clip I said I had a hunch. I had a hunch about, like, where Emma was, or, like, where she wasn't, where she was, whatever. I did have a feeling. I had a feeling I knew what happened to her, and I was right, because I knew who did it. And that answer was always in the back of my mind. Even when I was first reading this, I kept thinking, I think I figured it out. But there were like several other twists that I had no idea about and was completely shocked. And I love it when I'm like genuinely surprised by a thriller, in like a good way. And it was so good. I just love this. The next book I'm going to talk about is The Chalk Man by C.J. Tudor. I hated this. I really did not like this. You know my thoughts on it in the vlog. I gave it a 2. I'm wanting to honestly give it a 1 now because the hatred for it is just strong. Like, every time I think about it, I just get angry, and I think it's just because some of the topics this author covered and how he approached it, I didn't like. That is all for this video. Those are the 2 books I read. I read the worst thriller that I've read so far this year, and then I read one of the best thrillers I've read so far this year, so that's kind of funny. Anyways, so I hope y'all enjoyed this vlog. Please subscribe if you want to, and like this video if you want to, and I will see y'all in the next vlog.